All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy D, and I decided to say no, screw it. We're gonna go live for the game recap. The Steelers have defeated the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so honestly, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just talk about this game very briefly. This is my live reaction, fresh out after the game. Then maybe sometime during this week, I'll be talking about it on the show with my brother JB, and then after that, I'll touch upon it a little bit more before when I get my. Actually, yeah, I'll probably touch on it a little bit more because we're going into the bye week this upcoming week finally. So, all right, here we go. Obviously, this is a much better look from what we gave against the Texans. Obviously, I think that was very easy to see. We gave it a way better look. We looked so much better than how we played against the Texans. But with that being said, the offense definitely looked better. It looked more improved. But did I have a lot of questions on our offensive play calling? Oh dear God, yes. So many times we started to get momentum and it got stopped. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The way the Ravens played today, if our offense played anything similar to what we played against the Raiders, we should have whipped that ass. We should have whipped their ass. But we didn't. It was a dogfight of a game, and we pulled it out. What bothers me about first of all, shout out to our running game. We finally actually had a running game for once. So shout out to that. But what bothered me the most about how we ran the ball was we're running inside tosses. Who are we? We are not the Niners. Why are we doing that? And more importantly, I think we should just understand that and just accept that giving the ball to Najee in the gun just doesn't work. I just feel like we truly need to understand that giving the ball to Najee Harris in the gun literally never works. Why do we do this? I don't know. It's unnecessary and it's incredibly frustrating and it pisses me off. Jalen Warren definitely played hard, fast, and physical. Honestly, I think if we're gonna run jet sweep, I think we need to do it more on that. They had a really great formation of um you had Najee in the backfield and Jalen Warren was kind of playing the wing position on the other side, and they kind of just like motioned him that way, and then Jalen took the ball. That's when he like hopped over to doing shit. I feel like that was a absolutely perfect way to get the ball in the Najee's hands. I thought it was absolutely perfect. It was incredible. Like that, if there was one play I looked at Matt Canada and was like, damn, that's a really good play. It was that one, and it's not even close. Absolutely, it was that one. It wasn't even close. That was a perfect play. Now, because I said that, there were some plays I was like, oof. But there was definitely some plays that he definitely called that were better. George Pickens was perfect. George Pickens was absolutely eating all day long. He put in that pain today, which we desperately needed. So thank God for that. And Allen Robinson, he had a nice couple catches as well. I still think our offense needs to learn how to use our tight ends, whether Pat's in the game or not. Because even though Pat's obviously the best tight end on the roster, we don't get him the ball nearly enough either. We did a decent more job involving Connor. I still think we're not using Darnell Washington at all. I don't understand why, but we need to use him more. Gunnar Olszewski. Bro, just not cutting it. He had a nice, decent return, and then that costly fumble. Yeah, I don't like him as our punt returner. To be honest with you, we're going to have to make some different moves. But I would say if I had to grade the offense today, I would say I would give it a C. I'd give it a C. Much better. Last week I gave him an F. This week I would definitely say I give him a C because we had to really gut this one out, and that home run ball and that throw that Kenny threw to George on that deep ball was grade A perfect. We had momentum in certain cases that did turn up in the points with the field goals, but but we definitely had our low moments of play calling where I'm like, what are we doing? So I give them a C. The defense, okay. Let me just look in the camera and say this. Just because I'm probably going to end up clipping this later and posting it as a YouTube short. Let me just tell you, for the 1000th time, we need to understand TJ Watt is the best defender in the world. It is not a discussion. It is not a debate. TJ Watt is the best defender in the world. Bro literally has like 8 sacks in 5 games. You know how hard it is to do that? That is disgusting. And now, while me saying that, shout out to the guys, bro. What? Larry O had a game. I think I think the Steelers have finally found their nose tackle. It took us forever to do it. But I really think we found our nose tackle, and I think it's only going to make him better because then there's going to be more one-on-ones for him once we get Cam Hayward back in there. Once we get DeMarvin Leal back from, I believe he had a concussion this week. That's why he was out. But once we get these guys back in there and we keep, oh man, we can make people look like hell. Alex Highsmith had another great game. Once again, had another great game. He showed up a lot in the run. Besides that one call, Steve Reed, where he ran with the running back instead of running with Lamar, he played very well. I think he played very well. Our linebackers had a decent game. I thought Landon Roberts, he showed up very well. I think Cole Holcomb had his moments, but he definitely showed up as well. I think they ran way over 100 yards, but it didn't feel like they ran over 100 yards. Because what lost this game, honestly, for Baltimore was the secondary. Okay. Now, I honestly think it's very, very much simple that Joey Porter has to see the field a lot more, whether he's playing on the other side and we're moving and we're taking Levi Wallace out a little bit more, or we're giving we're taking Pat P out, give him more reps. We need to do something where we're putting Joey Porter on the field because he's literally showing that he can play in this league. There's literally the way he like pushes because of his arm length, he's like 6'2". The way he like pushes and pins people to the sideline is like a work of art. It is absolutely incredible, and like we need to use a lot more of that. Is he gonna give up a play or two or something like that? Probably, yeah, probably. He's a rookie, but so far he has shown his true promise that he could really be a guy for us, and we need to stop playing and we really need to use him. Period. Point blank. Next guy I want to talk about is Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think Minkah's the best safety in the NFL to me. I call a spade a spade. Minkah's the best safety in the league. Why we don't use him like that anymore kind of bothers me. Like, I know we got DeMonte Casey and all of that. I know we got Keanu Neal and stuff like that, but like, I hope we know that we can go into those formations where like we only have one safety, because Minkah is a ball hawk safety. That's really what he is, and I feel like we need to go back to using that more often. Because I think the only pick he almost caught was the one against the Browns on the first play of the game that Alex Highsmith caught and ran it back for 6. So with that being said, I think we need to use Minkah a lot more. Like, he's definitely a tackling machine and definitely helps us out a lot in the run game. He actually bails us out in the run game, but I think we need to be able to use him more. I think we can do a much more with him in there. But Minkah, obviously, I think he had a decent game. I think our secondary needs to get it together. Get it together. We're giving up too many like deep passes for my liking, but that's also going against like Lamar and being able to stretch the field. But our secondary definitely is a little shaky, and we're gonna have to get it together. I don't know what Terrell Austin has to put together to do that, but I think so. But I think we really need help in that area. Do I think Terrell Austin should be fired? No, not really. Just because our defense is still keeping us in games. I know we always talk about we spent the most money on our defense, and look at our secondary, blah 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 blah. And I know people are complaining and moaning about Pat P. Corner, I think we need to understand that the secondary is like the hardest position to play in football, not quarterback in my eyes. It's corner, to be honest, because you're running with some of the fastest dudes in the world, and you hold them a little bit, it's a flag. It's an offensive league, so which makes their job 40 times harder. So I think they make us, but they don't break us, if that's the best case. But sometimes we need to lean on our offense to bail us out. And I think our defense did everything in their power today for the offense to finally have a spark so we can win. So I think that was the most important part about this game. And I appreciate that part about this game, that we finally got the W. More importantly, we can finally rest. Our bye week is coming up. And then I believe we play the Rams right after. So what I'm looking for, hopefully, after this bye week is to really get a window on how Deontay Johnson's doing, because our offense desperately needs him. Honestly, I think it frees up Calvin. It frees up Pat Freiermuth, because Deontay Johnson is our route runner. And I know there's people out there who are haters of Deontay Johnson. You'll see why. I think we all see why we need him. Allen Robinson is a decent slot, but he doesn't have create separation. Actually, none of our receivers really create separation like that besides Deontay Johnson, because George Pickens is just the grown ass man who's just going up and get it. If you ever watch Calvin Johnson play, where he's just like pushing dudes out the way, contested catch, or like a Randy Moss, contested catch, DeAndre Hopkins, contested catch. Right now we have like a bunch of those kind of players, but we don't have like that ultimate like smooth route runner, because that's Deontay Johnson and he's been hurt. So I think getting him back into our offense could make us a dangerous team. I think getting Cam Hayward back will make us a disgusting defense, a criminal, disgusting defense. But these are the things we need to fully commit and get better on. And I think if we do these things and our offense can somewhat find a rhythm, we really could be a strong group, a very strong group. So that's just how I call it. That's the spade I call it. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys want to talk about this game, what you guys want me to talk about this game. I want to say thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. And of course, I will be back on Tuesday with the Garden Gridiron podcast. It's been fun.